Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures of Me. And today for Gamer Day, we're going to be talking about Dark Souls 3. I've played Dark Souls before. I actually played it on the PC, the original Dark Souls. And we all know Blighttown, and we know how much Blighttown sucks. And yeah, I never finished the original Dark Souls. I think I did alright. I don't remember where I ended up, but I did stop because it was quite hard to play on the PC. When I was playing it, at least I remember it being difficult, and then of course all the reviews and everyone talking about how Blighttown sucks. But I'd been wanting to play the other Dark Souls for a while, and I'd purchased Dark Souls 2 on the PlayStation 3. I just got a second-hand copy off of eBay. And then one day when I was out shopping with my in-laws, my sister-in-law and I went to EB, and they had like pretty much half price to 75% off a lot of their pre-owned games. And someone had traded in the Dark Souls trilogy for the PlayStation 4, which is like the remastered, well, not 100, it's remastered Dark Souls 1, and then Dark Souls 2 ported onto the PS4, and Dark Souls 3, and it's the complete edition, so it comes with their DLC as well. So I got that. And I'd already completed Dark Souls 2, so I wasn't going to play that, and I hadn't played Dark Souls 3. And I thought, you know what? Let's just start with Dark Souls 3 when I'm playing on the PlayStation 4. I'll go back and play the others at some point. Again, hopefully beat Dark Souls 1. I've at least finished Dark Souls 2. But played Dark Souls 3. And when I was doing this, I was actually watching Super Beard Bros. Alex was playing through the game on that channel, so I actually watched that alongside while playing this. It was quite fun because I'd already watched that all the way through once before, so that was just one of the fun things to do. I was watching that and playing the game along at the same time, and I've actually played through almost all the way through New Game Plus, so I've really enjoyed this. So on the first one I didn't do all the DLC. I attempted it and got really frustrated and moved on. And now the second playthrough, I've completed the first DLC. I'm pretty much all the way up to the Twin Princes in terms of bosses in the main story and all that. I've defeated the Nameless King, I think that's what it is, the guy with the Storm Dragon, the really hard one from the original batch of bosses in that game. Beating him again. I beat him the first time, beat him a second time. He was challenging. And I've beaten the girl and her father in the Painted World one, the ice place. I can't remember what her name is. She's like the boss that has 3 different stages, and she's ridiculously hard. I've beaten her. I haven't finished the Ring City DLC, but I absolutely love this game. I was quite happy that when I finished it, I just wanted to play again, and I went straight back into it. So I kind of got to the point where I was actually kind of trying to build up the trophies, so that maybe one day if I play through again, I can actually platinum the game. But it's actually quite fun, and there's something about the frustrating gameplay, like the frustrating nature of Dark Souls and not being able to progress, and like having that block of this boss that you cannot beat, or this group of enemies that just no matter what seem to beat you. There's something so pleasurable about being in that situation, and then when you finally overcome that barrier and you beat that boss, or you beat that group of enemies and you make it to the next bonfire, there is something about that I have never experienced in a game before. Like, I've played difficult games. I've played games where I've been stuck at boss fights, and you do it multiple times and you get there. Great. There's something about when you come up across every single boss, and it is that same situation where you just cannot beat. You cannot beat the guy. There is just something about that is so satisfying in this game. In all the games. I don't know, it's just one of those things. I really do love the games. I like Bloodborne as well, but Bloodborne I find is a little bit harder to play compared to the Dark Souls games, just with the basic mechanics and all that. I find that the faster paced nature of it is a little bit more challenging than being able to have focus on like blocking and having like a big heavy boy with a massive shield. I still like Bloodborne, but not as much as the Dark Souls franchise. And I haven't played Sekiro, whatever you say that. I haven't played that game. But From Software has some amazing games. That's all I can say. And I like the fact that you play through the game and you almost just don't know what's going on. Like, all the backstory for everything is like in item descriptions. And is one of those games, one of those franchises where you can just get so caught up in watching just like the lore videos on YouTube and just the history of all the characters as one of the most interesting aspects of the franchise. And if you have never played Dark Souls, I at least recommend checking out some of the lore channels out there. I don't know any off the top of my head, but checking out some of the channels that have like all the history and all the lore of the story. See if you like that, because if you like the story, playing the game and seeing how little bits intertwine into it once you've heard someone explain it is pretty exciting. It's pretty interesting to hear how some of it works and how, like, what's actually going on in this game. So that's something that if it interests you, you should check it out. I definitely recommend those games, but only to those people that are persistent. If you are the kind of person that likes to play a game and will do whatever it takes to move on in a challenge, these are the types of games for you. If you can get the trilogy on the PlayStation 4, that's probably the best way to get it. If you're into physical collections, at least. Otherwise, buying it from the store is also a good way. Yeah, it really is a good franchise, and I do highly recommend it. Even just watching the videos online, like I was saying, it's got some really interesting stuff in it, and people into fantasy and like high fantasy, like medieval type things, definitely might find this interesting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. It definitely does help out. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.